Right, we are live now on multiple platforms. So let's give people a couple more minutes and see how we're gonna do this. Awesome, great. So for those, let's give people a couple more minutes. Hi, Frank. Hi, Deborah. All right, great. So I am immigration attorney Connie Kaplan. We are located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and we help immigrants everywhere make the United States their permanent home. So we are on multiple platforms. We are on TikTok right now, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And just so you know, the chat is open. So if you do have questions, please put them in the chat and I will try to address them in order in which they come. And if you just want to say hello, I'm just going to say hello back. Great. So the topic for today and what I want to address is what happens when you lie on your immigration application, or what happens when someone lies on their petition filed on your behalf. So let's first determine what's a petition and what is an application, okay? So generally speaking, for those of you who are not very familiar with the immigration process or have not yet started the process. Why am I having difficulty speaking today? Maybe I need a little bit of coffee. A petition is when someone files on your behalf, basically is asking the government for permission to get you in the United States or to get you to remain in the United States. So for most of our clients, that is a family member, basically a spouse, a parent, or a child, asking the government for petition for you to apply then after that for a green card, or it could be an employer looking to hire someone very qualified from abroad once they have proven that they cannot find a qualified worker willing and able to do the job in the United States. So a petition is when, for example, let's say I am married and I want to come to the United States or remain to the United States, is what my husband would file for me to get my papers. And then my application is my application for a green card, right? They can be filed at the same time in most cases, not all the time. All right. So Whitney, we are not in the UK. So when you're looking for a job, first you need to find the job. Only after you find the job and the employer is petitioning for you, that is when we can come in and help the employer and you get the green card. All right. So let me address a couple of questions before I go back to my topic, which is why you should not lie on an immigration application whatsoever, okay? You should never do that. So what's the process when I'm looking for a job and I'm outside the UK? We are not in the UK. I do not know. David, I can apply for US visa now. I don't know where you are. I don't know what type of visa you are looking for. So I cannot answer that. Would you like to reveal the day for coming green card lottery? As soon as the government announces the dates for the green card lottery, I will announce it here. So make sure you follow us and you will get notified when I put it up there, okay? Great. So good. So then let's get back to those who are filing a petition and those who are filing an application on your behalf. Now let's get back to the hypothetical that I gave you, the example that I gave you, in which I said, I want to come to the United States and my husband is going to petition for me. If my husband petitions for me and he makes a mistake on his petition, okay, and it's his signature on it, then it's not something that is imputed to me. Basically, I am not held liable for what he wrote on his own application. However, Once I file my application for a green card and I lie on my application, or I don't tell the whole truth, or I'm hiding information, that is going to be held against me. Okay? And it could be something very simple. It could be something as saying, oh, I was never denied a visa. Meanwhile, maybe I went to the consulate twice and I was denied a student visa, or maybe I was denied a tourist visa. What the examples that I'm going to give you are those that we see most often. Okay? Most often. That doesn't mean there aren't any out there. I get surprised every single day when I do consultations with people, or I start receiving their documents and we realize that they lied about one thing or another. Okay, so let's address some questions since we have them now. How soon after marriage can we submit our application? I don't know if you are in the United States, what your immigration status is in the United States. I don't know if you got married in the United States or abroad, and I don't know if you are still abroad. So all those things would make a difference. I also don't know if you have had other petitions filed on your behalf. Basically, did somebody file for you before? And what happened to those? I don't know your immigration history. So how soon after marriage can we submit the application? Theoretically, you can submit the next day, unless there is something going on. And it depends on your status, your wife's status, your spouse's status. I don't know if you're a male or a female. I apologize. So I don't know. I wish I knew. All right. I applied for my green card in 2018, still not coming. Why it's too delay? Any idea? Well, where did you apply for the green card? Was there a petition filed on your behalf, or did you apply for it? Do you have a priority date, and under what category? So I need that information to be able to help you. But if you applied for a green card in 2018, okay, and it's indeed a green card application, you should have had something by now, okay? That being said, if you think you applied for a green card, but that is not what happened, and only somebody petitioned for you, that is not a green card application yet, then you're not even in the process yet, okay? And you're still in the first part of the process, the petition process, okay? So you need to make sure you know exactly what application was filed, when was it filed, what is the priority date, okay? And based on what category, and then we can help you. If it's been this long, it could be that there is information you don't know, or it could be that you need help, okay, to get it unstuck. You might want to give us a call. Sam, I'm traveling to the US and I have a tourist visa valid until 2023. Awesome, good for you. So you should travel to the US. Make sure the travel where you're coming from, it's not one of those travels that require you to be quarantined, okay? What's new in applying a new visa? Well, guess what? I don't know when you say new, you mean how new, but in the past few months, you are now eligible to get a work permit if you have a U visa application pending or you need to file a brand new one. So for those of you who are here and do not know, U visa is for those individuals who are in the United States and they were victims of a crime. In most cases, has to be a violent crime, but not all the time. For example, stalking, cyber stalking, things like that. As long as you file the police report, it might help you with a U visa. You have to be willing to file the police report and file and help the prosecution of the case. Sam, I want to apply for E2 visa, but I'm worried that it's not a path to a green card. What can I do? E2 visa directly, it's not a path for a green card. So That doesn't mean you will not have options later. That needs to be properly planned. In some situation, you may be able to file for, you or your spouse may be the investor, and then the other one finds another way through employment. There are ways to fill the application out, and there are ways to be able to qualify for that, but not always. So we would need to know exactly your situation. You might want to give us a call. By the way, if you guys want to call right now, our number is 954-466-0070, and our team is ready to take your calls. Okay? So that's your answer. I'm an Afghan citizen. I live in third country in student visa. Good. Okay. Camel, I didn't see your question. You might want to post it again so I can help you. I don't see your question. It's asylum. So you applied for asylum or you applied for a green card? Because applying for asylum and applying for a green card, totally different things. If you are telling me that your asylum was approved and then you waited a year and then you filed for a green card, that should have been approved already. So something else is going on. If you only file for asylum, that does not mean you applied for a green card. So please tell me exactly where you are in the process, okay? How is the lottery? All the countries combined, or every country has its own lotteries? It's all the countries combined. Generally speaking, it's all the countries combined, and not one country can have more than 7% of the visas. The data for the most recent one has been published, and it will tell you which countries got the most visas. Do I need any form of identification to go to the courthouse to get married? Yes, you do. They need to know who you are. In most cases, if you are in the United States, they will want to see your passport. And a foreign passport is fine. How can one visit the USA on invitation for a meeting? I am assuming you're talking about the business meeting that would require you to apply for a B1 visa, unless you are from one of those countries where there is a visa waiver available, such as UK, for example. All right, so you need to apply for that. Keep in mind that right now, most consulates are still closed and not processing visas. They are not processing visas for tourists for pleasure or for business. Depends on your local consulate. I do not know where you are, and you can look that up, okay? How can I start a new business in USA? You do not need to be physically located in the US to open a business in the US. There are business attorneys who can help you with that, and that is not what we do. Once you do open the business, and if you do plan on using the business for immigration purposes, such as an investment, you might want to talk to us first with a consultation so we can discuss the proper way of doing it so that it meets the immigration criteria. Good. I have an I-485. It's processing since 2019. I have approved asylum 2018. Great. And I have I-131 travel document. Okay, good. Awesome. Can I travel outside the US while my I-485 process is pending, I assume, and I have travel document? I want to go to Europe. Yes, you can, but I would not. I feel very strongly advised that against traveling outside the United States while your green card application is pending. And I say that to every single one of my clients, and you'd be surprised, some of them still do not listen. Because apparently the travel bug is too strong. So please don't travel outside the United States, even if you have a travel document, even if you have advanced parole. Do not travel outside the United States while your green card application is pending. If you're looking for trouble, then please go ahead and travel. Can I apply for my 7-year-old daughter for student visas? Yes. First, you have to find a school that will accept foreign students for her age group, and then you have to pay the tuition, then apply for a student visa. We can help you with that once you located the school. Yeah, Kimo, just please don't leave the United States. You're doing the right thing. You have the right process. Just don't. My wife is in US and we are not legally married yet. Am I allowed to come to the US and legalization to married? Well, this is what you just said in this statement, that your wife is in the US. And then you also said you're not legally married. You cannot have a wife unless you are legally married, according to US law. If you are not legally married, the fastest way to come to the United States is a fiancé visa. However, if you are already legally married, and it could be a ceremony in your home country that is valid there, okay, then you are considered married, and then you can no longer do the fiancé visa, and your spouse, your US citizen, can petition for you. Now, if your spouse is not a US citizen, then it's more complicated, and then we would have to look at other options, okay? Yes, Harry, I got it. Your case is asylum, got it approved in 2017. You applied for your green card 2018, awesome, and it's still not coming. We need to look at that because it should not take that long, okay? It should not take that long. Why are there delays? I don't know until I look at your paperwork and your case. How can you help sponsor refugees? I cannot help sponsor refugees. Can someone that doesn't have a green card but have Social Security own a business? Yes, they can. I'm assuming you're in the US. I need to apply for a student visa. Like I mentioned to the other person a second ago, the best thing for you first is to find depending on your educational level so far, you need to find a school who takes foreign students. You have to go through their admission process. And once you went through that process, they are going to issue you a form. That form is called I-20. And then we can use that form to try to apply for you for student visas. Student visas in most consulates are moving quite fast if the consulate is open or if the consulate has announced that they are doing student visas. Great. Leon, green card marriages. That's not the question. I don't know what you're asking. How long the green card did take to process? It's from 2019. How long to have green card? It depends on where you are physically located because the green card interviews are being processed based on your location, based on your zip code. So we would have to, I'm reading another message, sorry guys. All right, so you would have to have that application. You have to check the processing time in your particular location to see how long it's going to take, okay? All right. Without lottery, how can someone apply for a green card? And please explain how can you apply for asylum? Well, let's go over that first, okay? I'm assuming you are still outside the United States. If you are still outside the United States, you cannot apply for asylum. There are, generally speaking, 5 ways to get a green card in the United States. Asylum, once you are in the United States. Green card lottery, in most cases when you are still outside the United States. And then family members, investment, or employment options. That is how you get them. For investment, you have to have the money. For employment, okay, you have to have an employer willing to sponsor you, and no, we cannot help you get an employer. For family, you need to have a family member or a spouse who is going to petition for you, and no, we can't help you get a spouse either. Does having a business help with your green card? It depends on the business and how many jobs did it create for the US workers. The business would have to be in the United States, and you have to be here on an investment visa. And depending on the amount of the investment, you might be able to apply for a green card directly. The investment amount is $500,000 to $1 million, depending on the type of investment. If you are just talking about, I know it's hilarious, the dollar amounts, I know. But if you have other businesses, you want to open your business, it allows you to be in the United States for a period of time, and eventually you'll find other ways to get a green card. Asylum approved, they need to do interviews again or only one time. They will do an interview for your green card because that has nothing to do with your asylum. When you have your asylum interview, that asks about your persecution back home. When you're doing the green card interview, that is an interview based on admissibility to the United States. I want to go to Canada. Sorry, Josie, I cannot help you with that. I do not know about it. If I get all my documents on the student visa, how can I contact for you to assist me? My link is on the bio. That's the easiest way to book a consultation with me. Otherwise, the number is on almost all my TikToks, 954-466-0070. That is how you get in touch with us. Kelvin, Kentucky Service Center requested for my supporting documents. How long does it take to receive an interview date? As long as it takes for them to approve it, one, so they need to verify your documents. And second, it really depends on the consulate and how many of them can they process right now. Okay, some consulates are only seeing 30 people a month. Some consulates are seeing 300 people a month. You don't know. There is no way to tell. We cannot help you get a job. How long does it take to get you visa if someone assaulted me or family members? There is more to it than that. It is not just, you have to prove that the assault did happen. I don't know if you already filed. The processing time depends on the priority date, so depends on the filing date. So generally speaking, most U visas take from 4 years and up. So it's 4 years to 6 years. Does they allow legally any parents or guardians to stay with minor if minor is on a student visa? Yes, they do. All right. So since we are up to date with the messages while you guys are posting the rest, let's address why you shouldn't lie on an immigration application. If you lie on an immigration application, immigration officers and the government will consider your credibility zero. They will not believe anything after that. It doesn't matter how much documentation you have. It does not matter how much proof you have. It doesn't matter how pregnant your wife is. They will just not believe it. So if you, for example, applied for a visa and you went to the consulate, for example, in Haiti, and you went to the consulate in Port-au-Prince and you said there that you are married and that's how you got your visa. And then you come to the United States and you're getting married in the United States, then you do have a problem because the government will want you to prove that the marriage that you disclosed the first time on the visa application is terminated. So now you have a problem because you have no marriage for you to prove that there was no marriage, okay? So not only you cannot prove that, then they're going to consider your lie a fraud or misrepresentation. You will need a waiver. You're just adding 2 to 3 years to your application, a possible denial, and a lot of money. So it's just never worth it to lie on an immigration application. All right, that is one very common one. Most people that we see have some sort of misrepresentation in their past, and that's why they have been told no by other attorneys, or they have been denied applications with the government. The way they are thinking about it is, I lied once, I'm going to stick with it, and that is the wrong thing to do. You are better off disclosing it when you are applying, and at that point fix it. because you're saving money and you're saving time. So, all right, let's see. All right. Now I got the case under review. How long will it take? I don't know. Your receipts showing Potomac Center, but the messages show Nebraska Center. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where it is. If it's your green card application, it will be based on your local office. And Nebraska really is National Benefit Center when you look up online. How can I collect my old file? I don't know what that means. So I don't know. You can, if you want to look for a copy of all your applications filed with the federal government, you can do a Freedom of Information Act request and ask the government to send you a copy of your file. You need to know exactly what you are requesting, and it takes about a year, okay, to get it from the government. And you may need to contact more than one government agency. When U.S. Embassy in Haiti will start to process fiancé visas interview? Oh, I wish I would have the answer to that. Let's see what they are saying right now. Give me 1 second and I'll look it up, okay? Needless to say, whenever I do this online, my internet goes really slow. So give me 1 second and I'll give you the answer. Let's see. Non-immigrant visa unit, okay. Limited number of in-person for student visas. That's it. The immigrant visa section, which is under which your fiancé will fall, they are processing a very limited number of immigrant visa interviews each day. So at least they are processing, which is awesome. We can help. I'd like to talk to you and see when did your fiancé file for you, or when did you file for your fiancé, and we can take it from there, okay? Let's see if there is a way to perhaps make sure you don't experience any mistakes or delays, because usually what we find is not that you need an expedite of your application. What you normally need is a just making sure that it's done right the first time. Those are the biggest delays that we see most of the time. All right, I married after 3 months of arrival on my B2. Did I misrepresent my visa? It depends on what you disclosed on your visa application. It depends on what you disclosed on your green card application. It depends on a bunch of things. Hopefully you did not misrepresent, and hopefully you are not showing immigrant intent. But it really depends on facts. And if I were you at this exact point, I would not put that out there in more detail. I'm undocumented, and my wife, she's a citizen, and son too. So how my case works, I do not know, because I do not know how you entered the United States. I don't know how you remained in the United States, how long you have been here, what country you are from, if you guys are legally married or not yet legally married. So there is a lot of information that I need to determine what is the best option for you. And then we can work with you and see if we can make it more streamlined and make it easier for you. I'm an F1 student. Do I have options for green card? Maybe, maybe not. As an F1 student, I would like to know if you are in English classes, undergraduate, graduate. Did you do CPT, OPT, whatever it is? Where did you do your internship? What is your field of expertise going to be once you do graduate? And is any of your employers willing to petition you for a green card? I lost my passport, but I have a copy of the passport. Can the courthouse accept that? Most places will not accept that. If you lost your passport, you need to file a police report, go to your own consulate with the copy of the passport, and apply for a brand new passport before you can get married. I have Spanish passport. I want American green card. My uncle have American citizenship. He's brother. So is he your uncle or he is your brother? If he's your brother, he can petition for you. If you are from India, the wait time is 25 years. So you might want to look at the other options, okay? We are legally married, I'm cross-border. Okay. I need to attend a conference in the States. Let me know how to go about it. I do not know. You have to look at your current consulate in your country of origin and see if they are processing right now tourist visa. The visa that you need to attend the conference, it's a B1 visa. I cannot do Canadian, so sorry, Ike, I don't know. He's the brother of my mother. Okay, saying your uncle cannot petition for you. There is nothing he can do for you. Okay, if your uncle owns a business and your qualifications meet the needs of the business, and he can show the Department of Labor that he cannot find qualified U.S. workers willing and able to do the job, then he might be able to petition for you under that. Other than that, we probably would need to see if you have options that you qualify for on your own. So you are an art student, Jasmine. Okay, good. And you never applied for OPT. Okay, well, as an art student, the more exhibitions you have and the more well-known your art is, and I know it's difficult, especially in the beginning, you're only an art student, but that doesn't mean you didn't have exhibitions. That doesn't mean you are not nationally acclaimed, none of that. The more you get into that, the more you can apply, the more you qualified you will be for an O1 outstanding visa, okay? I'm in asylum process in EU and I want to get married to my fiance in US citizen. Can I change the process? Your asylum process in EU has absolutely nothing to do with your petition in the US. So you're US citizen and you give us a call and let's talk about your fiance visa process, okay? What's the plan for the refugee effect Trump travel ban? I have no idea. I'm from Albania. Hi, Silvana. Living in Greece. Want going, working. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Okay, Ma. Guide me on how to apply for U.S. student visa. First, you find a school. Once you find a school, you are going to go through their admission process. Once they admit you to their school, you are going to get a form called I-20. And with that form, we can help you obtain your student visa. All right, so we've been doing this for 30 to 31 minutes, and it's about time that we call it quits. So we are done for today. I hope that was useful. We'll be doing this again, I think tomorrow morning at 7, and not sure about that. You'll see it on our schedule. So I'll talk to you guys soon. All right. Bye now.